Pray let me introduce myself to you. My name is Cecily Cardew." "Cecily Cardew? What a very sweet name! Something tells me that we are going to be great friends. I like you already more than I can say. My first impressions of people are never wrong." "How nice of you to like me so much after we have known each other such a comparatively short time. Pray, sit down." "I may call you Cecily, may I not?" "With pleasure. And you will always call me Gwendolen, won't you?" "If you wish." "Then that is all quite settled, is it not?" "I hope so." "Perhaps this would not be a bad opportunity for my mentioning who I am. My father is Lord Bracknell. You have never heard of Papa, I suppose?" "I don't think so." "Outside the family circle, Papa, I am glad to say, is entirely unknown. I think that is quite as it should be. The home seems to me to be the perfect sphere for the man, and certainly once a man begins to neglect his domestic duties he becomes painfully effeminate, does he not? And I don't like that. It makes men so very attractive. Mamma, whose views on education are remarkably strict, has brought me up to be extremely short-sighted. It is part of her system, so do you mind my looking at you through my glasses?" "Not at all, Gwendolen. I am very fond of being looked at." "You are here on a short visit, I suppose?" "Oh, no, I live here." "Really? Your mother, no doubt, or some female relative of advanced years, resides here also?" "Oh, no, I have no mother, nor in fact any relations." "Indeed? My dear guardian, with the assistance of Mr. Prism, has the arduous task of looking after me." "Your guardian?" "Yes, I am Mr. Worthing's ward." "Oh, it is strange he never mentioned to me that he had a ward. How secretive of him! He grows more interesting hourly. I am not sure, however, that the news inspires me with feelings of unmixed delight. I am very fond of you, Cecily. I have liked you ever since I met you. But I am bound to state that now that I know you are Mr. Worthing's ward, I cannot help expressing the wish you were, well, just a little older than you seem to be, and not quite so very alluring in appearance. In fact, if I may speak candidly—" "Pray do. I think that whenever one has anything unpleasant to say, one should always be quite candid." "Well, to speak candidly, Cecily, I wish that you were fully 35 and more than usually plain for your age. Ernest has a strong, upright nature. He is the very soul of truth and honor. But even men of the noblest possible moral character are extremely susceptible to the influence of the physical charms of others." "I beg your pardon, Gwendolen. Did you say Ernest?" "Yes." "Oh, but it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is my guardian. It is his brother, his elder brother." "Ernest never mentioned to me that he had a brother." "I am sorry to say that they have not been on good terms for a long time." "Ah, that accounts for it. And now that I think of it, I have never heard any man mention his brother. The subject seems distasteful to most men. Cecily, you have lifted a load from my mind. I was growing almost anxious. It would have been terrible if any cloud had come across a friendship like ours, would it not? And of course you are quite sure that it is not Mr. Ernest Worthing who is your guardian?" "Quite sure. In fact, I am going to be his." "I beg your pardon?" "Dearest Gwendolen, there is no reason why I should make any secret of it to you. Our little county newspaper is sure to chronicle the fact next week. Mr. Ernest Worthing and I are engaged to be married." "My darling Cecily, I think there must be some slight error. Mr. Ernest Worthing is engaged to me. The announcement will appear in the Morning Post on Saturday at the latest." "I am afraid you must be under some misconception. Ernest proposed to me exactly 10 minutes ago." "It is certainly very curious, for he asked me to be his wife yesterday afternoon at 5:30. If you would care to verify the incident, pray do so. I never travel without my diary. One should always have something sensational to read in a train. I am so sorry, dear Cecily, if it is any disappointment to you, but I am afraid I have the prior claim." "It would distress me more than I can tell you, dear Gwendolen, if it caused you any mental or physical anguish, but I feel bound to point out that since Ernest proposed to you, he has clearly changed his mind." "If the poor fellow has been entrapped into any foolish promise, I will consider it my duty to rescue him at once, and with a firm hand." "Whatever unfortunate entanglement my dear boy may have got into, I will never reproach him with it after we are married." "Do you allude to me, Miss Cardew, as an entanglement? You are presumptuous. On an occasion of this kind, it becomes more than a moral duty to speak one's mind. It becomes a pleasure. Do you suggest, Mr. Fairfax? Tongue-tied. Do you suggest, Miss Fairfax, that I entrapped Ernest into an engagement? How dare you? This is no time for wearing the shallow mask of manners. When I see a spade, I call it a spade. I am glad to say that I have never seen a spade. It is obvious that our social spheres have been widely different.